I've been trying to grow my Instagram for a couple of years now, and boy oh boy has it been a doozy. So in this video, we're going to talk about why I think Instagram is one of the worst platforms to grow an audience as an artist. Now, this is my opinion, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's just my experience, and it doesn't mean everyone has the same experience as me. Now, the first thing I noticed is that Instagram is more about aesthetics than it is about how good your work is. Doesn't matter how much time you spend doing your work or how experienced you are, it's all about presentation. It's about capturing the viewer's attention and entertaining them with cool angles and transitions. I think Instagram is a very superficial platform and very quick-paced, and also focuses on creating the perfect moment, which can be very difficult because you don't always have the best conditions when you are in the mood to paint or when you have time to paint, because a lot of people actually have full-time jobs, and so they usually have to paint either early in the morning or late at night. Adding on to that, I also noticed that it's about creating the most attention-grabbing content, and then that leads creators to trying to out-create each other or outdo each other, and that leads to people creating the most outrageous content, the most out of this world content, and props to them, but not everyone has the resources or the time to create content like that. And so if your content is pretty much basic, you are often left in the shadows. Another thing to add on top of that is the type of art that you create. So most people tend to create art that is aesthetically pleasing to the eye, usually cute girls, cute boys, and I'm gonna admit right now that there's absolutely nothing wrong with creating content like that, because actually that's the type of content that I create, or the type of art that I create. I love to draw portraits of girls, boys, but mostly girls. Content like that is easily digestible to the ordinary person, so even if they're scrolling, it's easy for them to admire it, and they're easily drawn to it because of the vibrant colors that it usually has. That's left to say that if your art is not conventionally attractive, you're gonna find it very difficult to grow an audience and to attract people to the art that you create. Unless maybe you find a creative way to show the process of how you do it, it's usually very difficult. Now we go to the thing that I hate the most in this world. The thing that makes me despise the platform. The reason why I don't have a TikTok account. And that is short form content. And more specifically, Instagram Reels. The person who invented Reels is the worst. Worse than the person who invented the Euphoria Foundation. Worse than the person who came up with the ending of Game of Thrones. Worse than the person who decided to add sparkles to vampires in Twilight. And the list goes on and on. I have tried to create reels and I hate the process of doing it. I, for some reason, find it really difficult to film reels and edit them. Not only that, but if I actually spend time watching reels, by the end, I feel drained and I feel exhausted, mentally exhausted. And because Instagram wanted to compete with TikTok, they are now forcing creators to create reels if you actually want to see any real growth, which is not fair because they're barely pushing out photos, and the whole point of Instagram was photos. That was the backbone. That was the reason why Instagram was created. I get the whole point of them trying to diversify and grow. YouTube did the same thing, but the difference with Instagram and YouTube is that YouTube didn't forget why their platform was created. They saw that short form content was working for TikTok and thought, hey, you know what? How about we implement that into our application? But the backbone was long form content, which they did not forget, and they treat short form content creators and long form content creators as two different types of creators, and they respect both. There's a platform for both short form and long form content. They don't force long form content creators to create short form content, which I think is just ridiculous that Instagram thought, hey, let's force people to create reels because we want them to spend more time on the application. Like, it's just crazy. It's ridiculous. The whole reason why Instagram was created was for photos, and it's ridiculous that they're forcing us to create reels. And honestly, I just can't keep up. I just cannot keep up. It's difficult to film reels when you are in flow state and you're painting or drawing, because I'm usually in flow state when I'm painting and drawing, and it's difficult for me to remember to switch the camera angle or to check the lighting or to move it to a different place. It's really difficult. So I hate reels, and that is the thing that actually hit the nail in the head for me with Instagram. Reels are just the worst, and I hate them. I'm just gonna go out and say it. Instagram does not respect the effort that its creators put in. Like, the algorithm is just the worst over there. It's like being in a relationship with someone who does not respect or appreciate what you give to them. The moment you give them something, they're already asking for more. And it works kind of like a pump and dump. Like, you post something today, it's shown to about a quarter of your followers, and then after a couple of days, it's thrown in the trash because, hey, the next person just posted it reel and we need to push that out. And then to add on top of that, hashtags are not working, are useless. So you are now left wondering, like, how am I supposed to reach the people that I want to reach? And then on top of that, the algorithm is constantly changing, so you constantly need to understand or learn or how to reach people, and it's just a lot. It's too much. Old posts are barely pushed out to people, unlike YouTube, where I'm able to search for something and a video from 10 years ago is still recommended to me because YouTube saw that people found it very useful because of the engagement and all that stuff. And so the algorithm on Instagram is just pathetic, and they should just take the whole application and throw it in the trash. Now, this one isn't specific to Instagram. It happens pretty much on any platform, but you will be shocked by the amount of scammers that are present on Instagram. And this is advice for people who are new or want to start an art account. You will probably receive a message in line with this: hi, are you available for commissions? And then you would probably respond being like, yeah, I'm available if you are available. And then you would ask them what would they want commissioned, and then probably usually they will say, I would like you to create a drawing or a painting of my son's pet, and then they'll send you the picture of the pet. And then after that, they'll try to pretend like they have never done this before, and they'll say, oh, I'm not really sure how this goes, so can you tell me what you charge and all that stuff. And then from there, the artist usually responds and says, oh, maybe I charge $20 or $40. And then from there, they'll say, oh my god, I'm willing to pay you like $100. And they'll say something that's just ridiculous. They'll be like, I want to pay you like $300 because I love your artwork so much, and I want the best art for my son's commission. And usually if you're an artist who hasn't received any requests or anything like that, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And I'm just gonna say it right now, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Just think about that. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And so from there, the conversation will go on, and usually some artists have understood like how to make payments and receive payments and all that stuff. So you find, like, for example, this artist, I'll link the blog that I found this example on. It goes into detail explaining how everything works. She uses a PayPal invoice, and so the scammer went on to ask her for her email and her name so that they can send her the payment. And once you give them your email, they'll send you a scam email that says that the money has been sent to your PayPal and stuff like that. And then the scam now is that they'll be like, oh, I sent you more money than I should have. Oh my gosh, silly me. And then they'll ask you to send back the extra money that they put on top of that. And sometimes they can give you a link within the email, and if you click that link, you find that it, I don't know, hacks your email or your PayPal or something, and they can drain your account. I'm not really sure about that, but the blog will explain everything to you in detail. Most professional artists tend to use PayPal invoices. Some scammers have actually found a way to go around that. So I would suggest, maybe if you're still very new, trying to use a platform like Gumroad or Etsy to use for payments, so that you don't really have to go back and forth with anyone about that. And just be very careful and take care of yourself. But I would advise you to really look at this email and try to just do some research on artist scams or Instagram scams, and you will find enough information to try and, you know, protect yourself and ensure that you don't get scammed. Now for bullying, I would say I haven't experienced any negativity. I think maybe because I'm not very active on the platform. I usually go there, see the artwork, or like see the people that I follow, see the artwork that I love, like, comment, and then follow some people that I find inspiring. And, you know, just, I don't really take the time to be like arguing with people or going back and forth or like reading comments and all that stuff. No, I just go there, like, or, you know, skip and then move on and then leave the platform. And I only have like 58 subscribers, so the probability of me running into bullies is quite low because no one is paying attention to me, and it's kind of difficult to run into bullies if you only have 58 subscribers. But they are bad eggs, and they are people who are just miserable and want to make everyone else's life miserable. So just be careful. I think at the end of the day, it's about asking yourself why you want to post on Instagram. If it's about growing an audience, then I would say you have no choice but to play the game. That is creating reels and, you know, all the shenanigans. And you know what? I will support you. I will support people who create reels. I do support them, you know. But if you're someone who just wants to be a part of a community and just share your work, and whoever sees it, and you're not really worried about the numbers, then I would say, baby, you are free to do whatever the hell you want. You could post once every year. It's up to you. You can post at your own rate, at your own time. If you want to just direct people to your Instagram to see your work, darling, you don't gotta worry about making no reels. Just post your photo and keep it pushing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would actually love to know what you love or hate the most about the platform, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.